All right, it's time. What are we doing today?
Trying caviar again.
You sound so excited.
Well, I don't know if you guys know, but or seen it. Did not have a good time with the salmon roe on top of the sushi. So I'm not really looking too forward to this, but I'm here for you guys.
So we're gonna do it. So we're gonna prepare and eat this.
It was a little crooked. Your head's cut out. That didn't really help though.
No,
Sorry.
We're gonna do this while we watch Insider Text. Why is caviar so expensive? So I don't even know how to pronounce this.
Movie, or what is it? Meals and Reels?
Meals and Reels.
Meals and Reels episode. So this is Black Lumpfish by Romanoff.
They look fancy.
And we are kind of following the recipe that's on the box with a little fling to it. It says water crackers. We just got some rice. Whipped cream cheese, thin slices of radish. I did put some cream cheese on some crackers already. Got some thin slices of radish and some fresh dill sprigs. Well, I'm just going to use my dried dill. Hopefully it's about the same.
And this one is black seaweed pearls.
It's called Caviar. It's more so for like decorating or making things look pretty. I thought this was caviar. It's not. It's seaweed pearls. And again, I don't know if you've seen the video. If not, go check it out. But I don't like seaweed either.
Tastes like cat
Fur.
So let's begin the video. Why caviar is so expensive.
Caviar is one of the most expensive foods in the world. Selling for up to $35,000 per kilo, it's revered and relished by aristocrats around the globe. But it's an acquired
Here's
taste.
a fact that a lot of people don't know. Caviar actually used to be like
Turns out caviar wasn't always so valuable. In the 19th century, sturgeon species in the US were so common that there were accounts of caviar being offered in saloons for free, like bar nuts. In Europe, fishermen were feeding the eggs to their pigs, or just leaving them on the beach to spoil.
The eggs
so what changed? Similar to true champagne, caviar doesn't come from just anywhere. This, for example, is not caviar. To get the real thing, it has to be eggs from a sturgeon. There are 27 species around the world, in North America, Europe, and Asia. But probably not for long.
In this case, sturgeon will die out because
not real.
humans
So
are
obviously it wasn't that
overharvesting the
expensive.
populations
I'm kind of scared to smell this stuff.
destroying their habitats.
Usually I
In
smell things that
2010,
I
the
eat.
International Union for Conservation of Nature placed 18 species of sturgeon on its red list for threatened species, making the sturgeon the most endangered group of species on Earth. But lists like this are bittersweet. On one hand, they can help protect the sturgeon from further population decline. For instance, in many places in the US, it's illegal to fish endangered sturgeon species or import their eggs. On the other hand, the more rare caviar becomes, the more we can't get enough of it. There's actually an economic idea that explains this. It's called the rarity value thesis, and it describes how rarity increases the value of the item, even though the item itself has never changed. Sturgeon can weigh up to several thousand pounds and produce hundreds of pounds of roe at a time. The world record belongs to a beluga sturgeon that weighed 2,520 pounds and yielded 900 pounds of roe. Today, she'd be worth about $500,000.
Alright.
It wasn't
one I
until
wanna try
around the
first, the
20th
lumpfish or
century when
seaweed?
these freshwater fish and their eggs became a rare commodity.
The lumpfish.
Pollution poisoned their waters, and dams blocked their spawning grounds upstream. They had nowhere to reproduce and continued to be overfished for their meat and roe. On top of that, it takes 8 to 20 years for a female to sexually mature, depending on the species. She can produce millions of eggs at a time, but the odds are that
I
only
could put
one
a little bit more of it.
will survive to adulthood.
Because really all I taste
In
is
the
cream
end, the
cheese,
sturgeon
which I'm not
population
mad
just
about,
couldn't
even
keep
though I don't
up
like
with
cream
that
cheese.
demand, and their coveted eggs became the jewels of the luxury food scene. Today, caviar imports and exports are closely regulated in the US, which is partly why it's so expensive.
Every single egg,
They're salty.
every one of these eggs is taken off by
very
hand.
salty.
Now remember, we're dealing with a raw
They're not
seafood
bad.
endangered species. So it's basically like
salty.
eating and dealing with, edible elephant tongue.
I see why
It is
people
that
will-
heavily regulated.
It's not.
And that's why today, the majority of caviar
Yeah,
comes
salty.
from sturgeon
It's definitely got a
farms.
fishy taste to
Little
it.
did I know that by 2011, all wild caviar would become illegal on the planet. When I started, there were 6 farms in the world raising sturgeon and only
I don't
2
even
producing
want-
caviar
Oh.
in
You
the
didn't
world.
taste
And that was
it.
in
You didn't?
2004. Now there's 2,000 farms around
I
the
don't
world.
taste it.
One farm in particular in China, called Kaluga Queen, produces 35% of all the
Really?
world's caviar. Caviar there is harvested
like
with
it.
the classic Russian and Iranian technique, which
which one is
involves
this one?
killing the fish
That's the
and then
seaweed.
extracting the eggs.
Yeah.
Other farms are
you put a
exploring
little
a
bit
different
more in for
technique
me?
which doesn't involve
I
killing
wanna
the
actually
fish.
taste it.
It's called
But I'm gonna
stripping.
do it
The
when
fish
I
are
do it
injected
right.
with a
but this
hormone
is
that
different.
triggers their urge to release eggs. Farmers have been doing this for many years, but not to get caviar, just to produce more fish.
This is
It wasn't
seaweed. This
until
isn't
recently that
fish
people
eggs.
started canning this stuff and selling it as caviar.
Mine is there.
For,
I just didn't know how much exactly to
that,
put
yes,
in one.
fish stays alive. You have really small impacts on the fish because you do it really, really fast. You take the fish off the water, out of the water. You put it on a special holding facility. The fish is already started to spawn, and
With
then
the cream cheese,
all
you
it
can't
all it requires basically for you
taste
to
I feel like they
press
probably
on
do
the
that
belly,
for a reason,
massage the
balance it
belly,
out.
and the caviar will
Yeah,
just flow out
so
of the fish.
salty.
The idea behind no-kill caviar
taste by
is a
itself now?
commendable one, but it has yet to really catch
Not a
on.
lot.
Either way, with caviar farms
learned
in
my
place,
lesson with
this
that one.
gives the wild sturgeon population
tell
a
this one's
chance
gonna
to
have a weird
recover.
taste.
But whether or not that
Seaweed, I love
happens is largely up to us.
It's a seaweedish taste, but raw seaweed.
I'm not even gonna attempt it. I have huge texture problems, and the texture's just not there for me. So, yeah.
And it actually equaled out. It took us as long to take it as the actual video. So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to try, it's caviar, black seaweed, and the other one is
Romanoff's black lump fish.
I like it. She didn't. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys have some wild or interesting caviar stories, please share it below in the comment section. Let us know how you feel and if you would try it. Bye.